All right, it's time to talk about all of the Temptu formulas that are available for all of your airbrushing needs. I do want to start by saying that this line is by hand or by air. So if you find yourself in a situation where hand application is necessary, do not panic. The Temptu products can be applied either way. Now, the beauty of our line is that it is meant for airbrushing and high definition application. You need to know a little bit about each formula so you know how to use them and when to use them. I'm going to start and move my way across the board. Number one is SB. SB is a silicone-based foundation, 12 shades available. You're going to get water resistance and transfer resistance with this formula and longevity. Now, I find that the finish on this is what I would call natural hydrated skin-like. It's very simple. You're going to use this on almost any skin type. And I'd love to tell you that it's available in all of these colors. Oh, there's even more. So SB has a lot of options, and I want you to play with all of them. Perfect Canvas is the next formula we're going to talk about. Perfect Canvas is a semi-matte finish. It is a silicone-based formula, so you still have that resistance of water and transfer, but this one's got 24 shades of foundation, and here's the kicker. Everything in the Perfect Canvas line is available in a bottle as well as a pre-filled Airpod. So that means the foundations, the blushes, the highlighters, the color correctors, everything's available in a pre-filled pod as well as bottle. Moving along, you're going to have our Silk Sphere collection. And the Silk Sphere is available in 18 foundation shades. This is our dewy formula. And it is kind of our 4-in-1 formula as well, heavily pigmented. So you're looking at a primer, a color corrector, a concealer, and a foundation all in one bottle. This is an ideal formula for those who do want a dewy finish, but also those who maybe have a little bit of dry skin and they need a little extra pop of hydration. This formula performs very well on that type of skin. And everything in the Silk Sphere line comes in a pre-filled pod as well. I have one more line that I want to talk about, and it is Temptu's newest baby. It is called Creamy Air. And Creamy Air is an isododecane-based formula that is safe for face and body. We can use this for corrective makeup as well as tattoo coverage. That's right. You are no longer limited to using it on body only. It is safe for a face application and or beauty application. Now, it does have a lot of longevity. You still have heavy duty transfer resistance and water resistance, but this is the thinnest and most pigmented formula in the line. So if you need something with extra punch for coverage, Creamy Air is going to be your go-to. I want to talk a little bit about mixing. A lot of people ask, can I mix colors together? Can I mix formulas together? So I want to clear a little bit of that up. The rule of thumb is like with like. So if, for example, I am using a silicone-based foundation, I want to make sure that the other products that I mix with this foundation are also a silicone base. Here's the cool part. If I were to take away the Creamy Air, everything else on my table is silicone based. So you can mix them all together. So let me give you some examples. With mixing, let's say a lighter shade perhaps than what you have in your kit, you could grab your lightest foundation in SB, that would be shade 001. It's porcelain, and it is a yellow base. It's very fair, very yellow base. But let's just say your client is even fairer than the fairest shade of them all. All you have to do is incorporate our SB adjusters, like in shade white, into your foundation, and you've got a lighter foundation shade. While we're talking about these adjusters, let's say that you're working with Perfect Canvas and you need something to be maybe a little bit more of a red undertone. You can mix the SB adjusters with the Perfect Canvas foundations and achieve a perfect match that way because they're both silicone based. Let's say we're talking about blush and you want to have a shimmer blush because looking at the blush shades of, let's say, Perfect Canvas, you say, all right, I like this clementine shade, but it's matte and I think I want a shimmer. Well, you can grab an SB highlighter and mix that in with your Perfect Canvas blush. And now, boom, you've created your own custom blush color. I would recommend even creating some of these ahead of time. You can have your custom blended shades available in your kit. Now, the one thing I do want to say is I mentioned everything can be applied by hand or by air. The mixing medium that Temptu has as one of our essential products to thin products out, to make them spray through an airbrush effectively, will also create some really beautiful projects by hand. I, for example, love to use the high definition adjusters in the SB line mixed with a drop, literally a drop of the mixing medium on a palette, and I use a lip brush to apply them to the lips and create a lip stain. Why not? Very long lasting and very hydrating for the skin. We also have something called Brilliant Glow in the Perfect Canvas line. Brilliant Glow is a skin illuminator and it is available in a bottle or a pre-filled pod. This is a product that can be applied before makeup as part of your skin prep. It can be mixed in with foundations to create a radiant finish, or it can even be sprayed on top for more of that shimmer. You can even use it, let's say, on the shoulders, on the clavicle, anywhere that you need just a pop of highlight. This is a beautiful, soft, illuminating product, and it can be mixed with our other products as well. What if you find that a product that you've applied to the skin foundation-wise is maybe, let's say, a little too matte for the client you used it on? What can you do? Well, at that point, it's already applied to the skin. So instead of mixing things together, the best part about airbrush makeup is we apply it in light buildable layers. So why not just layer another formula on top of that matte finish to breathe a little bit more life into it? In this case, let's say I used Perfect Canvas. It was a little too matte for my client. She needs a little moisturization. I've already applied it, but I know that Silk Sphere is a dewy finish. Let's spray a little Silk Sphere on top and hydrate. So really, it's all about learning what products work with each other. And in our line, we've made it so that almost all of our beauty formulas can be mixed together. With Creamy Air being an isododecane base though, I would recommend spraying this on the surface of the skin first and then layering on top of it. Because it's a different base, we don't want to mix them together in the same equipment.